Welcome to more Gran Turismo Sports Specialtatin. Today we have some Peugeot 208s, one make, so no tuning around. Brands hats Indy. And, well, as y'all remember or not, or whatever, from the closed beta, I'm not mad here, but, well, I also haven't had that much time racing here in the main game. Because this was the first full day back from my PlayStation 4 being broke. And, well, I was rusty-ish. I came in knowing that I wasn't going to be as fast as I was 2 weeks ago or whenever it was. So, I implemented the tanking plan that I've already showed y'all how it would work. And, well, despite this race showing somewhat different results, the plan in general worked. This race is 7 races into something. And into something would be wins. Yes, 7 race win streak going into this. And except for the first 2 where I was getting more used to it, the next 5 were what's considered a quote unquote clean race. And that means, because I haven't done it before, this race is race 6 in a row of clean races, or if it stays that way. And because, well, that's a thing, you get a milestone for it, which gets you XP and all that. I'm racing different in this race than I usually ever do. AKA, I'm not even going to try to pass the driver in front of me. I'm just going to hope they make a mistake. Because I don't want to risk BS penalties. So, yeah, this is going to go completely crazy, isn't it? I'll go ahead and preface this by saying, too, for those of y'all who might have saw me in races, this was pretty early on in, the day, so I did continue, and y'all know how that ended up going, but I'll leave that more towards the end. For now, let's just look at the race. And as of now, well, I'm racing a top 10 driver on the leaderboards. I myself am a top 10 driver in the leaderboards, but it looks like I might be slightly a more consistent top 10 driver in the leaderboards. That driver made a mistake somehow or another, broke way too early there, which is kind of odd, but whatever. Broke way too early and gave me quite a bit of a lane, so I just went on by. That was odd, honestly, but whatever, I'll take it. It was clean. It was nice. It wasn't not having to block right now. Yeah, that went surprisingly well. This was at the point where I was at a .988. I finished with a .922, so I would be in front of this driver later in races. But as of this race, that driver qualified in first. So yeah, I had to work a whole heck of a heap to get around, but well, I did, and all my work is done now. Well, that pretty much completely ruins a clean race for no fault of my own. I'm not quite as fast as that driver yet, but it looks like I am more consistent. Let's see how that ends up affecting the end of the race. I'll give that driver credit. Gave him the position back. That's good. But I'm not necessarily complaining. That just goes to show y'all that in general, S-Class drivers are not demigods. They still make mistakes too. For those who say if you're a S-Class sportsmanship rating, that means you're going to have it easy. Nope. Everyone in this race, as far as I know, is S-Class sportsmanship rating. At that point, I was still P-Class driver rating, but S-Class sportsmanship rating. And, well, that still happened. So, yes, it helps, but no, it doesn't completely negate any dirty driving or any accidental dirty driving or whatever. But nonetheless, that driver gave me, a lot more room than caused, that driver caused me trouble or whatever. So, I mean, even though it kind of miscorrected how much space to give back, I ain't giving that space back, though, either. That was the other driver's fault, not mine. And that more likely than not ruined my clean race, even for no fault of my own, too. So, yeah, I ain't backing off, even though that driver backed off because it was that driver's initial mistake. So, it's looking like I am going to get an easy win. And believe it or not, wink wink, this is where instead we go back later, I actually got a clean race. Yes, PD's getting the clean race things right now. If someone else wrecks into me, it doesn't actually hurt my sportsmanship rating, or at least not in this circumstance. And really, that was a pretty obvious circumstance, too. There was a bump. I went not really completely into the sand, but pretty far off the main track. And yeah, that was still a clean race. The driver gave the possession back, and I won the race. And it was a good race. So yeah, there you have it, folks. That ticked all the marks. Even though there was a honest mistake that was accidental, didn't really affect anybody. And yeah, clean race that I won, and it was a good race. And I actually ended up having more than 15 in a row, which means I get that milestone as well as a 13 race winning streak, which got me up to an A-class driver rating. So, as of now, I can't really complain, but this is also 12 hours or so after the main update, so the 1.06. So will there be stuff to complain about that? Well, I caution you, there just might. Y'all probably know what I'm talking about. But this race was before it, and it's worth a yeehaw.